I think I just discovered something incredibly disturbing. A story of a player who went from building rumors in Minecraft to finding himself deep in a rabbit hole, trapped in a decayed world with a lost soul. So I clicked the first video, and it's a very normal one about, I guess I'll call him player 1, building a house, just a normal Minecraft house, on it seems like the classic version of Minecraft, which makes sense for the name of the channel. Though he continues building his house, adding windows, the floor, and the interior. He finishes off by building the roof, and then has a good look at his house, and that's pretty much the end of the first video. So I clicked on the next one, and as you can tell by the text, he's building a Nox spawner, but now he says source internet, but there's nothing about this spawner online, and the only ones I can find is this one from MCPE, which is obviously a texture pack, but nothing from classic Minecraft, which means whoever this player is, believes rumors that don't even exist. But he continues to finish the spawner, placing one brick and an iron block inside. Slowly after, he says to break the brick block, whether it was a misplaced or part of the spawner remains a mystery. But not long after, something strange happens. As soon as he looked up and clicked, his game crashed, and you can tell that's the truth because of the color that looks exactly like the crash error. This is where everything changes. It starts off way different than the other videos. The play is in a world where it's dull, grey, and unsaturated. But as we continue, we see him open the settings, and what it reveals is crazy. His render distance says soul vision. That's not a thing in normal Minecraft, and based on those words, it's safe to assume he's a soul trapped in this world. He wanders around for a bit, but not only is he a soul, he's a lost soul. He has no idea where he is. But after traveling around for a bit, he finds water, and it's colored. Everything in this world is dull and grey, but this isn't colored, which only means one thing. He wasn't supposed to find this at all. This transitions to video number 4, where it goes back to being normal, right? But we can actually hear in the audio, seems like he has his microphone on. This player is able to talk to us. Currently he isn't speaking and is locked in on building his shack based on the title. But soon what he finds is going to make him terrified.
I want to escape. How?
It seems like we are going back and forth between the player being a soul and when he was alive. The next video is called Where. This one starts off different, as we can see the guy just staring at us.
Let me out. Please. Let me out. Great. No more chances. We're trapped. Because of you. This is not good. Their souls. See? You won't be going back anytime soon. We are forced to become friends. Well, as long as we're trapped. And this might be forever. We need to find them.
And as he's staring at us, in the corner of our eye, he just runs off and disappears into the fog, never to be seen. This video was really weird, but where? And he launches back his game, and it's back to normal again, but he's just building strange Minecraft things. And what are those cubes? What is that block? I've never seen it, ever. My guess is it's probably iron and gold on it. I mean, it looks like that, like an old texture from, I don't know, I didn't think classic Minecraft had those textures, but maybe they did. Anyway, this is a short video in the channel, and all it does is just shows these cubes, and that's about it, and the video just ends. This leads to a video called Usage.
Please follow me.
This lost soul tells player 1 to follow him, so he does, going through the depths of this sad dead world, until we stumble upon something that looks familiar. The weird cube.
This is the block. We must figure out what to do.
But as he approaches it closer, text on the top of his screen flashes saying, "Do not use," repeatedly.
If I were you, I would get away from it.
As they both decide to run away from this weird block, they enter the base, and, well, something strange happens to player 1. The lost soul says if only there was an instant way, and for some reason his screen starts shaking, and the video ends. Video 7 is called Rainbow. Nothing crazy happens apart from these few sounds here. Until at the end, where we see the weird cubes make an appearance and he clicks it again. This video transitions to another video called Transport, where the screen looks a bit weird and he's in a new location.
You will be on your own now. I will see you soon.
And as the soul leaves, player 1 is left by himself in this weird area. He looks at this door and goes through it. It teleports him back to the world, but through the cube. Which means he's able to teleport or transport through that block. Is that why it's dangerous? Maybe that's why he's stuck in this dimension forever. It's because of that cube. He continues to explore until he ends up finding, wait, a player? And he's not grey. Player 1 asks for help, but the player just slowly turns at him and runs away. But this player isn't answering any of player 1's questions, and eventually he crashes out and just starts walking towards him, teleporting. It gets confusing with this video called I Found Someone, and we don't know if this is player 1's perspective because the chat messages are just weird and confusing. But we soon find out we're in the perspective of a player named Waze48, and they're talking to what looks like the same guy we usually saw in most videos, the lost soul. We find out he used to be free, and his name is Sacked Rye. Though the perspective of Waze48, he is so confused why he's here and just wants to get out. Sacked Rye tells Waze48 that he shouldn't even be here, but Waze48 just doesn't understand what's going on, and he explains how he found these weird cube blocks that teleported him here. Same story as player 1. Sakurai is obviously a lost soul, but he's trapped here forever, and tells Waze48 to go back and don't ever use the cubes again to save him. We find out that this block is called a solar, and that there's different variants of solars. Even though Sakurai tells Waze48 repeatedly that he can't be here, he still just wants to know why, and he's very curious. But when Waze48 says, "I don't remember where it is," this happens. Realization. Most of this is just the player wandering around, but you'll see and notice that he's following the same footsteps as the previous videos, like going into this corner and following the exact same trail that he did. And I'm just gonna speed it up here because that's literally what he did for pretty much most of this video, and nothing actually crazy or useful happened. So on to the next one. I'm gonna let this video play out. Okay, that was interesting. It seems like he's trying old Minecraft rumors, but if you notice, he's building the same one we saw in the second video on his channel. But as he's going up to click, a message pops up saying, "Do you want to proceed?" But we don't get much else after that, as he explains it didn't work because of the addition. But I feel like there's way more to that story. And yes, there was way more to the story, because again, the next video is him trying a new rumor. But this time, on an actual screen? And again after that, the whole same conclusion happens. It didn't work. He spawns in a familiar location and teleports through the door. This could be player 1's perspective now instead of Ways 48, which might be true because Ways 48 I bet came before player 1. And based on the title Second Soul's World, this is probably still Ways 48. Because when we met Ways 48, he knew how to teleport through the door. And so does this soul. But for the rest of this video, nothing crazy happens until the end when he places a cube down and teleports. Where he teleported remains a mystery. But this leads back to the Minecraft rumor series, but this time it's the final video. As we can see by the person writing on this notepad, it's a different guy. Maybe this whole Minecraft rumor series on this channel was different people. Every single one was a different person trying these rumors. And this time we're viewing PS Gameplays 1, 2, 3. It seems like he's building the Nox spawner again, and we've seen this many times, but it's never worked once. But maybe this time, something might actually happen. He opens up his notepad again to start typing. He goes up and clicks. Text appears in the top left saying transmission_result, and it disappears. His whole thing crashes, stops working. He loads back into his world. Everything seemed fine. It didn't look like it changed anything, but his game starts glitching out a bit, looking a bit strange. The spawner is completely gone, disappeared, erased from existence. He tries to open the menu, but it's just fully glitched out, and
No. No, no, no.
he's stuck.
Why are you doing this? Let me out.
But the player ignores him.
No.
We move on to the final video on the channel, called Another, and it starts with him building on a boat he made. He finishes his build and starts walking back to his dock, proud of what he made. He starts walking to his main area where all his bases are, but as he's walking, something doesn't feel right. It feels like he's going to see someone he didn't want to see.
Why did you harm us? Once you were part of something, you were a part of it forever. Attempting the group destroyedness leads to larger issues. You've attempted it, I see. Don't get angry, there is no reason to. Calm down. Calm down. Don't follow me. Check the basement.
This whole time, the player we've been watching, all the lost souls have been controlled by him. Player 1 was the villain the whole time.